So I'm in Iceland right now, and I have 48 hours to do as much as I can on a budget. I'll tell you how it goes, but check out this. Let's get going. I saw most of Iceland in a blur of 48 hours as I drove the Golden Circle, where waterfalls seemed to rise straight out of the earth, catching me off guard every time. Iceland feels vast and empty, but it's roughly the size of South Korea, with a population of just around 390,000 people. Fewer people than many cities, more space than most countries. Quiet comes easy here. At Gullfoss, water doesn't just fall, it vanishes, disappearing into a crack in the earth. Mist rises so thick it feels like the land is breathing. This place keeps getting better. Between stops, I pulled over and stood next to Icelandic horses. They were calm, small, solid, unbothered by wind, noise, or weather, as if nothing here ever changes. Kind of lonely. Hey, buddy. How are you? Nearby, the ground suddenly erupts. At Strokkur, Iceland's most famous and most active geyser, boiling water blasts into the air every few minutes. No schedule, no warning. The land exhaling build-up pressure. It feels peaceful, almost unreal, but this land is not still. So here's the first geyser that I walked up to here. Iceland is being pulled apart right now by two tectonic plates drifting away from each other. North America on one side, Eurasia on the other. They separate by about 2 centimeters a year. Most places where this happens are hidden beneath oceans. Iceland isn't. You can walk between the continental plates, and that's exactly what I did. So I'm going to take you now to a very special place. You can only see this in Iceland, so pay attention. Let's get moving. So I'm sitting in the only place in the world where you can actually walk through the tectonic plates here. Now on one side you have the Eurasian plate, on the other side you have the North American plate. And Iceland's a very young country, and because of all this activity with the plates colliding here, that's why you get so many types of earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, geysers, things like that. So this location right here is pronounced, I guess, Þingvellir National Park. Something like that. It's hard to pronounce. And this is a UNESCO heritage site. Because of the tectonic plates, this is pretty obvious, but this whole area is always moving, always changing. I think if you come here in 5 years or 10 years, who knows what it'll look like. Iceland looks calm because it learned how to live with its danger. This country isn't on the Ring of Fire, but it behaves like it is. Iceland sits on a mid-ocean ridge and a hot spot at the same time. As the plates pull apart, superheated rock rises to fill the gap. The heat doesn't go to waste. About 90% of homes here are heated using geothermal energy. Hot water comes straight from the ground into houses, schools, and even sidewalks, so ice melts on its own. Electricity comes almost entirely from geothermal and hydropower. The same force that fractures the land keeps people warm. But water still shows where the energy escapes. At Þingvellir, you don't just look at the waterfall, you walk behind it. I stepped into a cave carved by centuries of falling water. Rock smoothed by pressure, mist filling the air. The sound is so loud it erases everything else. This isn't scenery, it's erosion in real time. Meltwater from glaciers meets gravity, cuts through volcanic rock and reshapes the land constantly. Okay, here's the challenge. You can see there's a waterfall right there. We have to go through the rocks to get to the waterfall. Wind shooting through there. So let's do it. I'm really curious how this is gonna go. Some people are screaming in there. Further south, near Vik, the ground turns black. Not sand, but volcanic rock formed when molten lava collided with the ocean, cooled instantly, and was ground down by waves over centuries. Vik's black sand beach is rare, one of only a small number on Earth. Nearby, lava fields and volcanic terrain are so stark and unfamiliar that parts of Iceland were used to train Apollo astronauts, preparing them for the surface of the moon. The beach is beautiful and dangerous. Waves surge forward without warning, pulling people into freezing water. This is Iceland's pattern. Creation and destruction happening at the same time. So how do people live on land that never stops moving? Iceland doesn't try to dominate nature. It studies it, plans around it, leaves space for it to change. Geothermal fields are monitored carefully. Roads are rerouted around unstable lava. Entire towns evacuate when the ground sends signals. And culturally, that respect runs deep. In Icelandic folklore, the Huldufolk, the hidden people of elves, are said to live in rocks, hills, and lava fields across the country. So I was reading something online that 45% of people living here in Iceland either believe in elves or believe it's possible they exist. Now, I don't know if this is something where an elf would live, but it sure looks like it. Many locals won't deny their existence. Some planned roads and buildings were even altered out of respect for perceived elf dwellings. Elves aren't just a fairy tale here. They're part of how people think about the land. This island isn't permanent. The waterfalls aren't permanent. Even the energy beneath has its limits. Iceland feels peaceful because it never forgets what it's standing on. Fire, water, pressure, still moving. Still shaping the ground beneath your feet. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate this episode of Traveling on the Go. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Anything else I can do for you, I am here. That's going to do it. I am out of here. We have a lot more adventures coming up, like into the deserts of Dubai and the biggest waterfall system in the world in Brazil. Take care, guys.